Do you remember AOL, the app that made chat rooms legendary and taught us all what ASL really stood for? It meant you were about to be asked about your bowel, and let's be real. If you grew up in the early 90s or 2000s, AOL, America Online, was the internet. Before Google, before Facebook, before TikTok, before any of the social media stuff, really, it was AOL that was connecting millions of people. It all began with that unforgettable sound. Oh, the sweet, sweet sound of dial-up. That screechy noise meant that the world was about to open up on your chunky-ass little monitor. AOL gave us email before most people even knew what email was. It gave us instant messenger, AIM, the original social network, where away messages and status updates basically invented online personality. Entire friendships, crushes, teenage dramas lived and died in those little tiny chat windows. And then there were the chat rooms, chaotic, messy, absolutely dangerous. But for a lot of us, they were the first glimpse of the bigger world. You'd meet people like my girlfriend Elizabeth. Wow, she sounds amazing, beautiful hair, perfect smile. And yeah, I never really actually saw her. It turns out that Elizabeth is probably a 40-year-old dude fingering his belly button in his basement. But you know, that's the magic of AOL. You never really knew. AOL did something kind of crazy too. They mailed out millions of those tiny little trial CDs and they like stuffed them into everything. Mailboxes, magazines, your shopping bag. Half the fucking planet had one and you couldn't really escape it. At some point, probably your dog had one chewing around. It was like the best marketing move. I mean, seriously, it turned AOL into a household name simply by annoyance. But it wasn't just annoyance, right? Because at its peak, AOL had more than 30 million subscribers. The brand was worth over $200 billion, bigger than Disney, bigger than Time Warner, which they eventually merged with in one of the worst deals in corporate history. And that was really the beginning of the end. Broadband arrived, Google took search, MySpace and Facebook took social, and AOL, the giant of the internet, suddenly looked kind of ancient because it wasn't doing anything new and exciting. For years, it limped along, rebranded, sold, merged again, but the name stuck around as what the ghost of what it used to be. And finally, after about 4 decades of being around, today they announced the dial-up service is no longer going to be available. AOL and the dial-up service that it offered was the introduction to the internet for most households in America, which is crazy to think about because the company that once was the internet is officially gone. And for anyone who grew up hearing,
"You've got mail,"
it feels like you're losing a little piece of your childhood.